And I'd like to welcome Matua Hare, Whaia Linda, and Darlene and the team to get our proceedings underway.
Kia ora tātou. Mana o mai te Māori nuku, mana o mai te Māori rangi. Ko te Māori kei au, he Māori tipua. Ka pakaru mai te pō, tau mai te Māori, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. E ngā rangatira o te whare wānanga o Wairaka, e ngā hoa rangatira. Tēnei te awhi te manaaki i a koe, i a koutou, a mātou hoki o Maia. E tuku atu nei te mihi, ki a tātou nei tauirewa, ko ara mai i runga tēnei hui hono, te ahuatanga o tēnei rā. Nā reira ka mihi atu nei ki a rātou, te tini te mano, o tau mai waingiri o tātou. Welcome everyone from Maya to all the applicants who are online, the students, the numbers are great. Ko tēnei te ahuatanga o tēnei wā. Tēnei tō tātou nei ao, me awhi manaaki i tēnei wā. This is our world. We need to embrace it, and we thank you for choosing Unitec as your learning space for the coming years. Nā reira, i runga i tēnei te mihi atu nei kia koutou. Tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou.
Ko Wairaka tēnei, ko Wairaka tēnei, ko Wairaka tēnei, ka ora e, ho mai toringa, ho mai toringa, ho mai toringa, ka ora e, ma te aroha, ma te aroha, ma te aroha, ka ora e.
A mihi e te whaia, mā te whare ngā kaumahaki, te waiata i tuku atu nei kia koutou, nei te mihi atu. I runga i tērā ko te whakaoro ki a rātou te hunga ka hore i konei. A rātou e māwiwi ana, a rātou ko taka ki te he. Nā reire koe ni tō mātou nei karanga mihi atu nei ki ngā tauira hau. A nei te whare, hanga tō whare, a nei tō whare, a te whaia ki mua, me tana waiata tuku atu nei. This is your house to all those students online. Fire is inside the house. You build your own house. Welcome to your house. Welcome to Unitec, and all the very best for the challenging year ahead of you. Tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou. Thank you, ka moka.
Thank you, Matua Hare.
Kia ora.
Thank you, Whaia Linda. Thank you, Whaia Darlene. Really appreciate the efforts that you've gone through to welcome our students, a very warm welcome. We know under normal circumstances, we would be on campus welcoming you through our marae, te whare, te noho kotahitanga. So thank you for the special welcome to our students. It is our first orientation for semester 1, 2022, and it's also our first orientation online. So bear with us as we work through our orientation event for today. My name's Kamuka Pati. I'm one of the program managers and also one of the presenters for today's session. going to quickly share my screen with you. So if you're in this orientation, it means that you've signed up into one of these programs, the Bachelor of Construction, the New Zealand Diploma, GDCPM, Bachelor of Engineering, New Zealand Diploma, Engineering, both civil, and the New Zealand Diploma in Surveying. If by chance you're sitting in the wrong orientation, it's not too late to join us. We still have enrollments. Otherwise, I would suggest to navigate back to the Unitec homepage, search orientation, and you should be able to find your events for this week. You are more than welcome to join us for the generic orientation aspect though, as it may be very similar to your orientation if you've already missed it. Before we move any further, I would like to welcome Paul Jurison to share a few words, who is our head of school, followed by Hugh Wilson, Buta, who are also program managers, and then we would like to welcome our support services to introduce themselves as well. Paul, if I could hand the floor over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Kamuka. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Unitec, to the Engineering and Construction School, and to your career in the construction industry. Before we start, I just want to acknowledge Matua Hari and Violinda, Darlene, and also Kevin, the student rep that's here with us this morning. It's really important that we make you all feel welcome to Unitec, but also into our school, because as Kamuka just mentioned, this is the first time we've ever had to do our orientation online. And we all know that there are limitations with technology. And one of the very first, most important parts for us when you join Unitec is that we forge strong relationships with you all as students, but that you form relationships amongst yourselves to help each other to get through your career path out into the construction industry. So a warm welcome to you all. I just want to acknowledge the sacrifices that I know you all will have made. Maybe you've been displaced in your former career, or that you've transitioned out of secondary school into the industry. It's daunting, it takes courage, and I know a lot of you will have made sacrifices to be with us in the school. We're really blessed to be able to work with you to help forge your career. And I just want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge your friends, your whānau, and the family and the commitments that you all have to make to get successfully through your program of study here and then transition out into industry. There's challenges in not only the technology, but building relationships that I mentioned formerly, but we've got a lot of magnificent support systems that we want to wrap around you. So if you think of it as a korowai or a cloak that we're going to wrap around you, and we expect that you should expect, and we will look after you, but we need you to be able to communicate with us. So what I would ask from this experience that you have today, if there's nothing else you take away from it, make sure that you know who you can contact if you've got a personal situation that you want to discuss with someone, or if you've got a technical difficulty that you're having with the studies that you're doing. Make sure you communicate with us, and we will do our very best to support you through the journey. Our relationships that we build with you are critically important. We know that we've got about a 96% employment rate for our graduates at the moment. And so there's huge demand out in industry for people like yourselves to actually bring the industry forward and to help build Auckland and the rest of the Motu. We've got plenty of work out there, but it's our opportunity to work closely with you now to prepare you for the opportunities that are out there in industry. There's two major challenges that I'm aware of, a pattern that emerges for the students that are here starting in year one. One of them is normally around plan reading, the plan reading skills that are required to be able to interpret blueprints, and also academic writing. we'll be running a series of different workshops and quizzes and events to help support you through that. But that's enough from me at this stage. The important thing for this day or this time that you're with us is for you to be able to know about the systems that we've put in place for you to communicate with us. We can't wait to see you all in person to start building the relationships with you physically when we get back to site. But for the start of this semester, it's with regret that we've had to start it online, but we do look forward to meeting you all in person. Kia ora, everyone. Have a good day. Thanks, Kamuka.
Kia ora. Thank you, Paul. Hugh, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. Welcome to Unitec and welcome to the construction and engineering industry. Good choice. As Paul said, there's a lot of work out there. There's a lot of demand. In particular, the industry are really screaming out for the skills, the new age skills that we're able to provide you with. So you've made the right move, and we look forward to sort of working with you to develop those skills that you're going to need to help move Auckland and New Zealand forward in the future. I am Hugh Wilson. I'm the program manager for the engineering and land surveying programs, along with my program leaders, Edward Chai, Cesar Laidor, and Dua El Shadley. Now, we'll be talking more after 11 o'clock when we have our own session, so I'll leave it there. Back to you, Kamuka.
Great. Thank you, Hugh. Uta?
Kia ora, everybody, and also welcome to Unitec. I am the academic program manager for the Bachelor of Construction and also for the Graduate Diploma in Construction Project Management. I'm looking mostly after the academic progress of the students, but also the program. And I'd really like you to see me in my office if we are on campus again, because I do really like to get to know you. And I also want to say congratulations for your first step to enter the New Zealand building industry. You must have a lot of courage. And my background is I'm a registered architect, and I can tell you a lot of stories about the dangers which you might come across. But because you have decided to come to Unitec, we will mitigate all these dangers and we will give you the tools and the knowledge that you will survive the building industry without any harm. That might sound a little bit harsh for you at the moment, but I can tell you the building industry can be tough. But as I said, we will equip you that you can make the most out of it. And I will see you later in our breakout at 11 o'clock to give you some more details about the Bachelor of Construction and the GTCPM. Thank you very much. Thanks, Kamuka.
Thank you, Uta. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm also one of the program managers, and I look after the New Zealand Diploma in Construction Management, Quantity Surveying, and also the New Zealand Diploma in Architectural Technology. We do have, as Hugh and Uta have mentioned, we do have breakout sessions later on where we can talk more specifically around the programs. And also there is an opportunity for you to meet some of the staff that you will have in your classes within the first week of semester. I would like to hand the floor over to our support services, and this is one of the areas that we're all extremely proud about, and we have a very strong network of support services at Unitec, and we engage regularly and often with them, so it's really nice to have a strong representation here for them to introduce themselves, but no doubt in the coming weeks you'll also be able to meet them in the classroom. Just before I do that, I'm not sure, Kevin, did you want a few words, or you're okay for us to progress on?
Yeah, I'll just say a few words. Thanks, Kamuka. Inga mana, inga reo, inga iwi o te motu. Nau mai haere mai ki te whare o wā, ki te whare wānanga o Wairaka. Ki te rangatira mātua hare, mo tō karakia I tēnei kaupapa, tēnā koe. Ki te rangatira pō, Jerison and the APMs, Hugh, Uta and Inuanasa, Ms. Tēnā koutou ki te MC and APM, ka muka, malo lava, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko waio, ko Kevin Toto Toku Ingoa, ki te taha o Toku Pāpā, me uri au ki Niue, ki te taha o Toku Mama, me uri au ki Tainui, ko te rangatira o te kaunihera akunga o Wairaka, ko te mahi tuatahi mō rātou, ko te pononga o ngā tauira o Wairaka. He mihi mahana ki a koutou, nō reira, tēnā koutou. So who am I? I'm Kevin Toto. My father is from Niue and my mother is from Tainui, Waikato. I'm humbly the student president here at Unitec, and my first job, first and foremost, is to serve students at Unitec, and I greet you all with a warm welcome. I'd like to just hand it over to one of our council members who's online at the moment, just to share and introduce themselves a bit more about USC, and then I'll just finish it off. Thanks, Luke.
Shop Kevin. Kia ora koutou, no mai, haere mai. Ko Luke Christopher Orbau tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Kaitahu, ko te Bachelor of Performing and Screen Arts, ko tōku kaupapa ako. And no mai, haere mai. Kia ora everybody, my name is Luke. First and foremost, welcome to Unitec. It's amazing to see so many people online, and I can relate to you guys because I started last year and my first week was also online, so I am in your fields right now, and I hope that we can all get back in person, but I just want to acknowledge your willingness to come online and to start this year off fresh. And yeah, so I am currently serving as the Māori representative on the Unitec Student Council for 2022. My role is to oversee any Māori kaupapa, support Māori students, but also be there for every other student where it sees fit, and supporting any kaupapa that comes up within Unitec. Some of the things that USC, if we were in person, we would be giving you a campus tour right now. So unfortunately that cannot happen. But hey, if you ever see us around campus and you need help finding a place, we are always there to help you. So just give us a wave if you see our faces. Our office is, once you get into Unitec, you'll see the main hub. Our office is located opposite Student Central, which is where you can get your ID cards and any academic help there with your enrollments at Student Central. We are opposite that, and also opposite the Maya Center, and right next to the Pacific Center as well. So that is our office there. We will be situated in there in and out when we don't have classes. So you might find us in there, but that is also a good study spot if you need to get away and don't like the thing. Shut our door and you can go in there and study. We do have free food out there sometimes throughout the year, so feel free if at any time there is food, and I know we all love food, just grab that. There'll be non-perishables. There possibly might be fruits, vegetables, all of that kind of stuff to help students. And we will also be letting you guys know on our social medias and through student comms if we have any of that kind of stuff. And also our job is to help you guys with any student related problems or issues or just anything, queries. We are there as your student support, as your student connectors to whoever you may need. Any questions, any problems, both personal and both academic, we are there to help no matter what. And that is just our job, to support you guys and be your student voice. So anything that comes up through this process of orientation, through the transition, get in contact with us. We all have our emails and we can help with that. It all just takes just the first step in asking, and nothing is dumb here. You know, I ask dumb questions sometimes and I get the answer I want. So yeah, nice to meet you all. And if you see me around campus, come say hi. And yeah, ngā mihi everybody. I'll pass it back to Kevin.
Thank you, Luke. Just to reiterate what Luke said, yeah, we support all students in anything, and if we can't help you there, then we'll just direct you into the right place. Also, we do speak on behalf of students. If you have any issues with anything to do with any school stuff, exams, or just anything, we're here to help. Also, just to add, if you would like to create a club, such as, for example, a gaming club or something, just come and see us. We also do events. We also put out events, and anybody that has any good ideas or great ideas, we're there to help you guys run events as well. But just before I finish, I would like to leave you guys with a whakatauki, which is he waka eke no, and we're all in this together, and the student council is here with you on your journey, also with the staff at Unitec. Kia ora, and thank you, Kamuka.
Kia ora, ngā mihi nui. Thank you, Kevin and Luke. I'd like to hand the mic over to our other service areas, Margie, followed by Denise, Singer, and Adrian Nora from the library.
Okay, thank you, Kamuka. Malolele, kia ora koutou, good morning, everybody. My name is Margie Gray, and first of all, I'll tell you about my identity. I'm of mixed Pacific and European descent, and I'm from the Learning Centre, and I'm one of the learning advisors there, and I'm also a peer learning coordinator here at Unitec for an initiative called PASS, Peer Assisted Study Sessions, and I'm also a part-time doctoral student at the University of Auckland. So our role at the Learning Centre is to help you succeed academically in your studies. So it's good to come to us if you've been out of education for a long time and you need to learn the basic academic skills, since many of you will be new to the tertiary learning environment. So students come to us for help for their assignments and to learn the basic academic skills and study skills that are necessary to succeed so that you can pass your courses. For example, report writing, referencing, paragraph writing, learning how to read academic texts are just some of the ways, some of the things that we can help you with. So you can access our free learning services by making individual or small group appointments. We also have a range of generic academic skills workshops, which we call 99 academic skills, and you can book for and attend, and we have a daily drop-in service from 12 to 2 o'clock. All of our services are currently online due to the Unitec working to the COVID framework. Just lastly, I've sent your lecturers some helpful links, one of which will take you to the Learning Advisors page on the Unitec website, and also some YouTube links with some videos on other helpful student support services here at Unitec that I'm hoping your lecturers will put onto your Moodle page so you can have a look in your own time and learn about the help that you can get here. And just lastly, welcome to Unitec, and we wish you all the best for your studies. Thank you.
Thank you, Margie. I'll just hand it over to Denise.
Good morning. Typical of me. I always forget to bring it off mute. Good morning, everybody. My name is Denise, and I'm with Access for Success Disability Service here at Unitec. So it's our role. So my role, I'm an advisor, and my role as an advisor is to be a point of connection between staff and services for students. And it's key for us to be raising awareness around disabilities. So disabilities, as you may be aware, could be totally invisible, like it could be a head injury or epilepsy, a medical condition. It could be as obvious as someone being in a person in a wheelchair. It could be a temporary impairment, such as a broken leg. And it could be a specific learning disorder, such as dyslexia, dyscalculia, one of the 4 Ds of the learning. So there's such a myriad of impairments and disabilities, and what they do is they create barriers, and it's our aim to remove those barriers and to educate staff and student around what the barriers are and create accessibility across Unitec in all ways, not just physically. We also try and do this by promoting events, which has been a bit difficult during COVID. So, for instance, when you're on campus, we will have Disability Awareness Week. We have Deaf Aotearoa. We have a week where the deaf community come in and they will teach students how to do basic sign language and things like that. We do luncheon events. We have International Disability Day. So all of these things will be promoted, and you'll be invited to come along and find out a little bit if you don't know anything about it. And because everybody knows somebody that needs some support. My role as an advisor is I support students, but sometimes we don't know what they need until they need it or until they ask. So it's really important to just listen and talk. And we have Create Learning Access Plans. So what this is it's a one-page document that will inform the lecturers of the student's impairment or disability, how they are going to work on removing those barriers for themselves and how we can work on them together. For instance, it could be for a student with dyslexia, it could be assistive technology. So we will provide them with a software note-taking system. They will have Grammarly. We have C-reader pens, so that's a pen that will scan the document, read it back to them, has a dictionary inside of it, a thesaurus. It can teach a student how to speak the word properly. We just have so many gizmos and gadgets that we can support them with. The key to us supporting a student, though, is that they must register with our service, and to register they need to provide a verifying document from a GP or any health professional, and then we can also put in exam accommodation support, which will be a reader-writer, extra time, separate room. So that's just a nutshell of some of the things that we can do. But first and foremost, we need to come along, talk to us, see how we can support you. We can collaborate with the other services, with your lecturers, with any external services. And what we're doing is we're not giving anyone anything. We are removing barriers and leveling the playing field. So we are on level 2 in Te Puna, normally, obviously, while we're there. In the chat, I'll pop down a phone number and the disability support email. And where you can find us on the student services page under D for disability. And once you go in there, you will also see the LibGuide, which will list all the AT resources and some information on basic disabilities, things like dyslexia, mental health, some of the more common everyday impairments. So you can have a little read there if you like. And come and talk to us. So I got that out all wrong, but you got the gist of it.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Denise.
welcome.
Just a slight change in the order. I know some of the staff need to go, so I would like to welcome Fire Linda, Darlene, and Lindiana to introduce themselves next.
Kia ora tātou. Nau mai piki mai e ngā iwi e, ngā reo ngā mana, tēnā rā koutou katoa. Kia ora everyone, and welcome to our family. Welcome to one of the best schools at Unitec. You may not realize already how we will wrap around ourselves around you to support your journey. And unfortunately, especially on a beautiful day like this, you would have been standing at the entrance of Te Noho Kotahitanga Marae, and we would have guided you through the process of pōheri, a traditional Māori welcome to bring you onto our marae. As you can see, my background is the inside of the whare, and you would have been able to experience this, and it's something that we always look forward to as our whānau Māori, as Maya, to be able to provide that as your first stepping stone onto our whenua of Rangi Matarau, onto our puna, Te Puna o Wairaka. Te Puna o Wairaka is the name for our institution, okay, given Unitec, but you will see once you get into campus that there is a stream that runs through our campus, and that's called Te Puna o Wairaka. And just another sort of fun fact is that Wairaka is an ancestral ancestress of the Mātātua Waka, and we are one of we are one of two institutions throughout Aotearoa that's named after a woman, the other one being Victoria, as you know. So welcome to your whare, welcome to your new whānau, your new family. Ko waio, my name's Darlene Cameron, I'm Te Pou Manawa. I wear 3 hats of responsibility. One of them is to support our learning advisors for Māori, but our bigger team in general. We all work together. And we support students with their academic writing, and you may well see some of our team within your tutorials as you progress further. Another one of my hats is to look after the marae. So anytime that you feel the need that you want to learn more about the marae, you would like to connect more with things Māori, come and find me when we do get back onto campus. Touch wood, it won't be too long given these circumstances. And my last hat is that I support the Whaiake e Te Ara Tika scholarship students. So if there are any tauira Māori or Māori students amongst you, of the 182 faces that I see gathered here this morning, please come. You know, what's great about Unitec is that we are all whānau. We all know each other. We all connect. We all can wrap around. If we don't know how to help you, we will find ways to help you. All these people, the staff members, we know each other very well. Okay, so just know that because you are new, that we are here to help you. And also, please, one thing, please, that you should do is to ask. Always ask. Don't be shy to ask. Ask as many questions as you can, and we will do our best to support you in that journey. A little bit about myself. I've been in teaching. I've been in education for 25 years. I've been at Unitec for 4 years. Absolutely love what I do. Love the people. Love the environment. Love the greenery. You know, and it's a really lovely space to be. So I'm from a little place in the far north called Takao, which is about an hour's drive north of Kaitaia, but have spent most of my my employment down here in Auckland. So yeah, welcome everyone. That's it from me. I need to go. Thank you, Kamuka. Have a great day. Mauri ora, everybody. Kia ora ra.
Kia ora. Thank you, Darlene. Love the energy. Lindiana, did you want to also introduce yourself?
Kia ora te whānau, ko Lindiana tōku ingoa. Kia ora everyone, I'm Lindiana, and I work under Whaia Darlene's wing. So I'm a part of a team of learning advisors, and our role as learning advisors is to be there and support students with any academic help that they need. So if you're ever struggling with anything, you can go online to the Unitec website and book an appointment with a learning advisor. And there's lots of different learning advisors that cover different schools and different courses. So if you ever need any help, please reach out to us. That's what we're here for, and we're more than happy to support you. So kia ora. Looking forward to seeing everyone when we come back on campus.
Thank you, Lindiana. I'd also like to hand the mic over to Roko Singer and Io from our Pacific Centre.
Thank you, Kamuka. Bula vinaka, everyone. Now, I'm not going to sing like my Maori colleague, you know, it's you have to pay to listen to Fijian music. But I want to say Mbula Vinaka, Morena, and welcome to all of you. It is so nice to see many of you here today. Now, my role is I look after pastoral support, and I'm in the Pacific Center, which is right opposite Maya and next to the Student Association building office. So if you have any queries, you know, I ensure that you are not lost, that everything is in order for you, that you are safe where you are. So if you have any queries to that, I'll send you my email on the chat. You can always contact me. I look after pastoral support for Pacific students, and you know, all other students, you're welcome to contact me. And my colleague who is going to introduce himself, Iyo, he looks after academic support. So ensure that, you know, you always ask, and that is what we tell our students. And many times students come to me when they have failed the first assessment or they have not submitted, and they ask, what do I do? So we have been paid to look after you. Come and ask. Don't be shy. And as Pacific learners, you know, it's our culture. We are shy, but come out, ask that question and make use of the fees that you have paid. And if you want a virtual hug from me, I can give that to you. So I look after, you know, the non-academic, just to make sure that you are okay here when you are here at Unitec. And I will give the rest of this time to Iyo. Would you like to introduce yourself? And thank you so much. All the best. Hang in there. Don't give up. And if you are thinking of giving up, send me an email. And I'm sending you my email now and say, I just want to give up. Then we are going to have a good, nice talanoa. Thank you and all the best.
Inaka singa, whakalawhalahi atu, half a day. Ali, Yorana, Kiorana, Talawhalava, Malo Lele, and welcome to the School of Construction. I am Iwa Lekewhawai, Pacific Learning Advisor. Already been said, I provide the academic support. We've put our contact details there in the chat, so if you ever need any help or in difficulty with your assignments or presentations or referencing or any academic support that you're in need of, give me an email and I'm happy to help. And also last year we had just started to form up the speakers, which is the South Pacific Engineering, there you go, South Pacific Engineering, Construction, Computing, Architecture, Surveying students. It's a network for Māori and Pacific students who will be going into the same industry. And we also try to hold events, fun events, and also affiliated with SPICE, the South Pacific Indigenous Engineering students at the University of Auckland. So if you're interested, also give me an email, which is in the chat as well. That's me, whakawelahi.
Thank you, Rokosinga and Iyo. And last but not least, we have Adrian and Nora from the library.
Hello everyone, so my name is Adrian and I'll keep this nice and short. So I am the subject librarian for all of you who are on the construction side of the school. So that includes the Construction Project Management Diploma, New Zealand Construction Architectural Technique degree, the whole lot there. So I'm just...
You're muted, Adrian.
Let's try that again. Sorry about that. I thought I was unmuted. Hi, everyone. My name's Adrian, and I am the subject librarian for all of you on the construction side of the school. So I look after everybody in the graduate diploma construction project management, the degree, the diploma, both in construction, quantity surveying, architectural technology. So all of you on the construction side, I've just posted on the chat a link to the Building Construction Library subject guide, which is going to be your starting point to find everything to do with information in the library. So I'm the one who gives you access to all your things like New Zealand Standard for the rules and also lots of other things. I will be seeing you in classes later on, so I'm going to leave it there and I'll pass over to my colleague Nora.
Kia ora e te whanau, Assalamualaikum, Wula Malaka, Malolele, Talofalava, Namaste, Annyeong, Ni hao, and warm welcome to Unitec. Ko Nora Toku Ingoa. My name is Nora. I look after all the engineering subjects, and I'm also the subject librarian for computing. Adrian have said it all, quite a lot there, but our roles as subject librarian are twofold. First, we make sure all the resources, library resources, are available for you: books, e-books, journals, databases, etc., including standards, to support your learning. And second, support your learning in the way that we teach information literacy skills. For me, it's very important role, important skills there. It involves identifying your information needs, where to find information, accessing information, using information ethically, evaluating information, etc. I can come to your class and you can meet me one-to-one. All the information available in the library website. Go to the library guides for more information. Well, again, warm welcome to everyone, and all the best for your studies. Kia ora.
Thank you, Adrian and Nora, for wrapping up that part of our presentation today. So I do appreciate that some of the team may need to drift away as we work through the generic orientation part of the session today. So thank you all for participating and welcoming our students on board. I'm just going to share my screen again and we'll go through some of today's orientation. So as mentioned earlier, you would have obviously we introduced ourselves, but I'm just relisting the email addresses there if you need to get a hold of your academic program manager. We will also be sharing today's presentation, so you will have access to this through Moodle. And also we will be sharing the recording as well, so you can watch this back. So I'm just mentioning that before we continue to progress, because I know there's a lot of information that you're all taking in as students, as new students. So the first place I want to point you towards is the Unitec portal. So the Unitec portal is like a student hub where you log in and you can get a range of resources, services such as enrolling, timetable, your official grades when they're published, etc. So there's a lot of useful resources there. And just want to reinforce the re-enrollment aspect that's there as well. So you can go and re-enroll when you get to that point in time online by yourself. There's also a 41-second video link below that I encourage you to look at if you are having trouble logging in. And there's also the web link above there if you haven't had a chance to see that already. When you click login, you'll be prompted to provide your Unitec email address. So during the enrollment phase, you would have been provided a Unitec email address and also a login, and your default login is your date of birth. So your day, month, year, and that's your default password if it's the first time that you're logging in. Once you've completed the login phase of it, this is something that you should see, or something very similar. And like I said, it's like a hub for students. You can come here, you can get access to all sorts of things, but it's good to make sure that you have this sorted before you start semester or when your enrollment is completed. So I do appreciate some of you students at this point in time are still working through your enrollment. Once it's completed, then it's good to navigate towards this page. So a very important site for Unitec students. The second site that's very important to you is Moodle. And there's the website address, moodle.unitec.ac.nz. This is the platform that we use for all our courses. You can find your course resources here, the Moodle forums. It's generally how staff communicate with you, and all your assessments, activities, etc. So again, once you've completed your enrollment and you've received your login, this is a platform that you want to try and navigate to before the start of semester. When you first go to Moodle, on the left-hand side, there'll be a big green box there. You want to click on that to log in as staff or students. You'll be prompted with your same details that you provided when you logged into My Portal. So Unitec have moved towards a single sign-in. So you should have the same username and password details to get into the Moodle site. That's what Moodle looks like. That's the home page.
Crap.
On the left-hand side, you'll see My Courses. I've got a lot of courses here because I'm enrolled in quite a few of them, but you should see roughly about approximately four as a full-time student, and maybe less for a part-time student. When you do get access, we do encourage you to try and have a look through our program orientation page. So this is the program orientation page for construction students, and Hugh will show you the engineering sites later on in the breakout session. But there's a lot of great resources, orientation information from today, how to manage your study, your program study guides, etc. So a lot of useful information in the program orientation page. Although we are largely online for the majority of our classes, it is important to know when you are on campus, and obviously campus is still open at the moment, that you can connect to the Wi-Fi. Again, it's your same username and same password, but when you navigate through your device to select the Wi-Fi, you want to make sure you are selecting the Unitec eLearn when you navigate through your device. Then you just enter your username and password. And again, when we are back on campus in normal circumstances, we do track attendance through an app called Seats. And what you want to do is get your student ID card. Obviously, that's not a high priority at this stage. And you want to download the Seats app, and then we track attendance when we are back in the classroom. But obviously, as Bede mentioned, we are online at this stage, so there isn't an urgency for you to rush into get your ID card and the Seats app sorted. We will help guide you when we do transition back into that mode. We are a big school, and we do get a lot of communications from students, and we do send a lot of communications out to students. So please make sure that your email address is up to date in Moodle. And so generally the email address that you use to log in at the enrollment stage, that's the default email that we use when we publish messages out to students. So if that isn't correct, you want to go into your student portal and you want to update your email address there. Another thing that really helps us with communications is if you are sending myself, Uta, or Hugh, or any of your teachers an email, please use your student ID number in the subject line along with your name, so we know who we're dealing with. It means that we can minimize the amount of emails that come back and forth. So very, very important part of how you communicate to us via email. And also, we do have appointments, but you want to email us so we can arrange a time with you if you need to catch up with us. Generally, it's best to coordinate with your main lecturer. So for each course, there'll be a course coordinator. So you want to communicate with them directly. And if there's anything over and above what needs to be managed within the classroom, that's when you contact Hugh, Uta, or myself, depending on which program you're enrolled in. We do site visits regularly. Obviously, again, at the moment, there are restrictions around site visits. So we do encourage you to get PPE, personal protective equipment. It is only recommended only, so it's not compulsory, but we do recommend, especially if you're new to the industry, it's really good to have this gear handy so that when we do get access to a site, we're able to connect our theory with practice. And it does really help to give a bit more context, especially if you're a new student. So recommended only. It may be different for engineering, but I guess you can touch on that when in the specific breakout. We are going to shift the workload to the breakout sessions, just to compress our time a little bit here, which means, Mel, I'm working towards you with the BIMX presentation. I'm wondering if you're up and running with that.
Hi, Kamuka. Well, I was looking at your orientation thing. I thought that quiz was on first, but I can try with the BIMX anytime.
Oh, we can.
Yep.
We can do the quiz first if that's the order you want to go. That's not all.
Yeah, because maybe we could see. Cause some people might see where they're at in the quiz, and then that resource might help people who are feeling a bit confused by the quiz. You know, so either way, because I'll have to do some technical changes here, and I'll transfer to my phone. So if the quiz is ready to go, fine. If not, I'll try and share my screen on the phone.
Yep, it's up to you which order you want to go.
All right, tell you what, let's do the quiz first then, because that's what I thought it was, and then I'll come in with the BIMX if that's all right.
Yep, do you want to share your screen for that, the quiz now?
Is this, I thought you were chatting about the drawings quiz, the plan reading quiz. Is there not a plan reading quiz on the itinerary?
Yep, I was going to cover that in the breakout room, but
all right. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just try this this BIMX, okay? Because there's some technical things that I have to change here. So I'm going to sign out from the computer, mute, and go onto the phone, and then I'll try and share my screen there, and hopefully it works. If not, I'll go through a little video instead. But what I'll do first, Kamuka, is I'll just share my screen and show the students where the files are, okay, and talk a little bit about that. Okay, so here we go. BIMX. Okay, guys, sorry about this. I think this is the BIMX part of this. So hopefully you can see a screen now. Guys, this BIMX is a little piece of software that was developed by one software developer. And really it's developed for clients so that they could actually explore the designs that their architects or architectural designers had produced. So it's not something that you have to be a IT ninja. It's meant to be fairly intuitive. And we've kind of created a couple of model files here. There's one here, you can see it's developed design model file. And that's really one that would have been done in the earlier stages of the project where you're trying to present your client and trying to get them to believe in your design before you do too much construction work on it. The one below that is the same house, but it is actually a model which includes some kind of construction drawings and some little details, which hopefully I can demonstrate when I transfer over to my phone. In terms of how you access these models, you can just Google BIMX and you can actually open it up on an iPhone, Apple device, or an Android one. And that's what I hope to demonstrate in a moment, okay? So I'll just try and, I'm not going to download the files directly. I've got one open on the phone already. So I'm hoping to now stop sharing here and then, you know, do a share on my phone where I can actually show you how the software works. Okay, so if you just bear with me, I'm going to mute myself here and go onto my phone and hopefully I don't lose you. If it doesn't work, I'll just have to show you a little video of it in action instead, okay?
And I guess while Mel is making that transition, he did touch on a plan reading quiz. And one of the emphasis we have is around preparing students around plan reading and some of the language we use. So you will see some of those resources available to you once you do get into Moodle. So we strongly encourage you to have a go at the practice quizzes. They are practice only, they're not associated to any grades, and you can practice them multiple times. That also aligns with what Mel's sharing with you around BIMX and just trying to build some understanding around plan reading, making a good connection between 3D and 2D.
So, can you guys, let me see. So I'm going to try and share my screen now. I'm going to see if this will work. So stop that share. Right, I'll share it again. And the one I want to actually do is this one. So can you guys see this kind of?
Yes, that's good, Mel.
Yeah, guys, it's better if I can do it landscape, but for some reason when I go onto my phone landscape, it's been a little, actually, well, I'm going to have to navigate it on, it's gone on in my computer earlier.
You're
so
on landscape now.
Yeah,
Looks
I see
good.
that, but my phone's gone black, so I might have to.
Oh, no.
Yeah, look, bear with me, this might still work. Guys, look, when you open this thing up initially, you'll get a couple of menus, but let's say we want to just click on something called a site plan, and you'll see a little icon at the bottom. And if we just click that little thing, something's going to open up. It's not that exciting, but you can zoom in and you can see things like the boundaries of the site. You can see north points, and you can see the outline of the building. But where this little piece of software is quite helpful is that if you press the little icon at the bottom left, it's going to open up the 3D model. And hopefully, you know, what you can see then, you can, if I click this little thing here, it's kind of showing you the relationship of the virtual building to the actual 2D representation. And that's really where the beauty of this little software package comes in, because this site plan is quite a simple drawing, but when you get into things like sections and elevations and even plans, this is where it really comes to the fore. So I'm going to show you a ground floor plan. And again, once you highlight it in the list, you just click the icon. And those little blue circles are other drawings that you can link to, but I'll let you play with that in your own time and explore it. But I'm just going to click the little object on the bottom again. And you'll see, what I like about this is you see the way it's done a really good job of kind of zooming in. And that shows you very clearly that a plan is actually a horizontal cut through the building. And then you can zoom in and you can actually, you know, kind of pan around the building and orbit around the building. In fact, you can actually walk into them as well. You know, I mean, if I was to take that out, I could probably go inside this room. Now that's getting a bit like a shoot 'em up game, you know, but it's just, again, something that some of you people who play those games might find interesting. But I think it's really amazing the way it does the transition from the drawings. I mean, I'll just click one of these things and see what it takes me to. It's taking me to a section. And you can say, well, open the section. And I'll just try and open the section. Now, this is a design section because it's not showing you any construction detail. It's just showing you solids and voids. But again, you might think, I have not a clue what I'm looking at. So what I'll do is I'll just click this thing. And it does a really good job of, you know, showing you that, this person has taken a massive chainsaw and chopped through the house. And that's to kind of show you some maybe spaces and special features like overhanging entrances and stuff. And it's a really, I mean, if you want to see where the cut is taken, you just click that other icon and that shows you this big plane, which is like the sheet of paper that the drawing appears on. And that's why I think it's a really powerful tool. So if you guys do find that you're struggling a little bit to understand plans, I really think this little, and it's very simple, it's free to download. And it works for elevations as well. So if I just go to some elevations, which are quite similar to sections, only they're not going to cut through the building. And again, I'll just open it up in 3D. And what I like about this is that it kind of shows you how the kind of, it's like a projector that is kind of showing the building behind and at what elevation you're actually looking at. Now, for those of you a bit more adventurous, I'm going to just try and open up a working drawing one. And you see that there's a lot more drawings in this one, an awful lot more drawings. Now, if we look at one or two of these, you'll see that ground floor plan, well, that one's quite simple, so I don't know, yeah. Ground floor, just this was more for structural framing and things. So if you look at this, you'll see there's something here showing, you know, this is like a mid-floor framing plan. And again, you can go in and it's going to show you that basically where this is located on the 3D model. So it's kind of telling you that, okay, that's the supports for the first floor above. And similarly, you can go into a roof plan,
which is a fairly simple one, or even a roof framing plan. And those of you who may think, like, I don't know where this is happening, just click the drawing and do the 3D again. And it's going to kind of project as if you're looking down on the level that those members, which could be trusses or rafters, actually appear. Now, the one that I think could be very important for you at some stage is the sections. So if we're trying to get a decent section here, I'm trying to get a nice long one. Yeah, open this one up. And if you zoom into this, you'll see the big difference here is that this one is actually starting to show some construction detail. It's showing like concrete and it's showing some insulation in the walls and the floors. And in fact, you know, it's pointing at certain details and wall systems. And it's actually got a blue circle, which if I click this, it's going to take me to a detail. And you might think, well, okay, I'm looking at there, but I'm not sure what that is. And it's actually a junction between a wall and a roof. So if you decide, say, I have no idea where that is in the building, you can click this and then zoom out, and it's showing you that, oh, there's that junction. It's between that roof, the sloping roof, and the wall. And that then helps you to kind of maybe understand better what you're looking at. So really, there's not much more to say about it other than download it from the Apple App Store or Android Play. And you can then download these files on the middle site, the orientation site, onto your phones. And whilst you can open them up on a computer, the computer one is not as rich in experience as what you get on the phone. It doesn't do that kind of glistening 3D kind of thing, you know, which I think a great feature of it, you know. And I just think it's fantastic that we haven't noted these drawings up. These drawings are just very basic templates to just help people locate and understand what they're looking at, because in the past, some students have struggled and said to me, look, I have no idea where in the building this is, but hopefully this resource will help you get over that. That's about it from me, Kamuka. So I'll pass it on then to someone else.
It's great. Thank you, Mel. And that's a very useful resource to have a look through in preparation of semester starting next week. And as I mentioned, plan reading is a big aspect of the courses that you've enrolled into, and it is learning a new language. So the more that you can engage and practice with things before next week, the more prepared you will be. So I'll just reiterate those two really important things we would like you to practice is the having a go at BIMX, which Mel has just demonstrated. And also there is a practice quiz that is also available. Mel, we might push out the icebreaker into the breakout rooms. I've just noticed I will send the link to students and get them to see if they can have a go at logging in during the break. And then we'll move into the breakout sessions and carry on there with the program specific details. Thank you very much, Mel, for sharing that with our students.
No problem. I'll see you in the breakout room.
Cool. All right, so I know we've covered quite a bit in the last hour. What we want to do is have a quick 10-minute break, allow you some time to freshen up, grab yourself a drink, and then also have time to head towards your breakout rooms. So